Alright, so thank you for mid-level media, kind of starting this Western month. I actually, before he even made his video talking about asking people to join him with the mid-level media Western month, I was actually going to do this anyways because I realized I had quite a few Western movies that in my collection that I hadn't watched yet. Today we're only going to talk about two. In the next one, I want to talk about three, and and I'll show you the three I want to talk about in the next video at the end of the video. But these ones we're going to talk about here. A couple of them not so good, and the other one is pretty good. So, let's start with the first one I watched, Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. This is these are Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson comedy movies that came out in the early 2000s, and they're okay. I never seen them before. I bought this at Walmart because every time I go into Walmart, they have this 2-pack for $10. 2 movies for $10. It's not that bad of a deal. And you open it up, and it's just one disc. So unfortunately, there is some compression there with that. But it is pretty. It is okay. Like, I popped in the disc, watched both movies on one disc one night last night, and they look fine. They absolutely look fine on this disc. So, not as good as they could look, but I think these are the only way these have been released to Blu-ray. And since these are Touchstone, which is a Disney company, and Disney's kind of been killing their physical media, I don't think we're going to get these on a different edition. And I think, these were expensive for a while. I saw this for $15. I saw this for $13 for a while. And all of a sudden, those prices dropped to $10. So, might be time if you want this one to grab this one. As for the movie itself, like I said, they're fine. I wasn't in love with them. They're goofy little westerns with Jackie Chan, and it's kind of fun because basically you got Owen Wilson, who's this bad outlaw, and then you got Jackie Chan, who isn't. He's a very honorable man, and then him having to kind of become more ruthless, and then that starts the friendship between him and Owen Wilson's character in this movie. What I don't like about this movie is the first one really works like that, and it's fun. Not super great or anything, it's just fun. The second one, though, they kind of undo that in the sense that by the end of the first movie, or not by the end of the first movie, the second movie, it feels like they're kind of developing the characters a little bit more in the sequel, but it also feels like they're kind of just going through the motions of, let's kind of be similar to the first movie again, and it doesn't feel like it really works to me, but it was okay. None of these movies are particularly great, but if you want a fun Western comedy type deal, and you want something that's a little bit more modern than some of these other classic Westerns, here you go. Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. So every time I think about that title, you know what I think about? I think about when I was at work opening weekend for Shang-Chi, because I work in a movie theater. And we'd sell tickets to Shang-Chi, and no one knew how to say the movie, so a lot of people could just call it Shanghai or whatever random names. Is funny. I don't know. So whenever I hear Shanghai, that's what I think of. I cannot speak today. Next one I watched here is a movie that I've owned for a very long time, and that is Django Unchained. Never seen it. I'm very young, so a lot of classic movies that you would think, oh, he's got to have seen that. He has all those movies behind him. He's got to have seen the classics. And some, yeah, totally. I've seen classic movies. I have seen quite a few of them. Absolutely love certain movies. Quentin Tarantino movies are a blind spot in my movie connoisseuring. Because, not for any particular reason, except I'm young and just haven't gotten to them. So, I've seen Reservoir Dogs, which is Quentin Tarantino's first movie. I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and now I've seen Django Unchained. So that's 2 out of the 9 Quentin Tarantino movies I've seen. And we'll talk about another one probably in the next video. But Django Unchained was really good. I haven't seen the original Django. Well, I think Django is like a whole series of movies, but I don't know. I haven't seen them. But I did watch this. I've had this steelbook forever. I don't know why I bought this steelbook. It was more pricey. I don't know why I did that, but I bought a steelbook. Don't usually buy steelbooks, but this movie was great. It's not my favorite of the Quentin Tarantino movies I've seen. I think that it's really good. I think what hurts it a little bit is the main character himself, played by Jamie Foxx, is fine, but Jamie Foxx is just, no matter what movies he's in, he just always seems a little bit off, and in this movie he still does. But it works because I don't think Django has that many lines in this movie, to be honest. Most of the other characters have way more lines, and they're much more entertaining characters than he is in this movie. So I think it works. But this is very much a bloody movie. It has a lot of great action to it. And it's super funny at points. All the performances are great. You have Samuel Jackson, which is a staple of Quentin Tarantino movies ever since Pulp Fiction. He's fantastic. Leonardo DiCaprio is great as the villain in this movie. Christopher Waltz is great in this movie. Everybody does a great job. Super entertaining. Super long, though. It's almost 3 hours, but you don't even feel it when you're watching it because it's just so gosh dang entertaining, and it's just a fun movie, and you can tell that Quentin Tarantino really loves Westerns, so he's having this very fun, self-aware attitude with this movie, and I think it really comes together to make a very, very solid, great time. And if you've never seen Django Unchained, definitely worth the watch. You don't even need to see the original. So for the next video, I want to cover at least 3 more. And the other Quentin Tarantino movie I was talking about was The Hateful Eight. I haven't seen this one. I don't know if I'm going to watch the extended cut on Netflix, but I will definitely watch this one. And I want to talk about Tombstone, which I absolutely adore, but I haven't seen it in a very long time. So I'm going to cover that in a video. And News of the World, Tom Hanks, movie that directed by Paul Greengrass that came out back during 2020? Yeah, it was 2020. I remember it came out during the pandemic. I haven't seen the movie, so I'm going to have to check that one out. And it's a 4K. It's only one of these things here that's a 4K, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm looking at some of these movies, especially Quentin Tarantino ones. Where's our 4Ks at? Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.